Thanks for joining us. And today we're going to talk about Kriya Yoga and Guru Parampara. So in Kriya Yoga and other yogic paths, they use a process of Guru Parampara, which basically means following the line of the gurus. And usually what this means is a one-to-one person type of instruction, or a direct instruction between the teacher and the student. And in the case of Lahiri Baba, Lahiri Mahashai, he had a direct one-to-one relationship with Babaji, who was his teacher and taught him the ways of Kriya Yoga. And there have been many different types of lineages that have come from Lahiri Baba. The one that I'm part of is the Panchanan Bhattacharya lineage of Kriya Yoga, and Panchanan Bhattacharya was Lahiri Baba's preeminent disciple. He was not a monastic, although he initially was a monastic, and then Lahiri Baba basically said, you know, you can't really follow this yogic path by being a monastic because it will interfere with your natural development. And so it's become a householder Kriya Yoga path, and this is the one that I teach through. And so the idea about Guru Parampara has a number of things. There have been some Kriya Yoga schools that have taught Kriya Yoga through written lessons. And there are other, most recently, there have been people who have done books on Kriya Yoga and described various Kriya Yoga techniques. And that's all fine as a resource, but really the communication, the imparting of the Kriya Yoga practices really needs to be done through an oral means, right? It's an oral tradition, which is why Lahiri Baba, other than his diaries and some of the his commentaries on the Gita, he taught orally. Right? Now there's something about the voice and being able to communicate and people tuning in to the teacher. And that is a very important aspect of any spiritual tradition, is if you don't have that connection with the teacher, you don't have the auditory or the oral connection with the teacher, you're missing something. It's easy for the mind to delude oneself when one is just trying to read, for instance, lessons on Kriya Yoga. You are not able to have a feedback mechanism, right? You're just learning a concept, if you will. And really, in Kriya Yoga and any kind of spirituality, you want to be tuning into the vibration of the teacher, right? In some cases, it might be a guru, it might be a acharya, which means teacher of that particular practice. As I'm a yoga, Kriya Yoga acharya, right? So I don't claim to be a guru. However, there are people in my lineage, in the Panchanan Bhattacharya lineage, that are regarded as gurus, and that's great. From my perspective, it's not essential to have that sort of a guru-disciple relationship that some Kriya Yoga schools talk about, as if you are wedded to that teacher for time immemorial, and you can't develop any further without that teacher's help. From my perspective, that is a misunderstanding of the spiritual development. But you want to have that connection with the teacher where you can tune in, right? So oral tradition, and that's what I teach. My relationship with students is an oral relationship. Although I may have reference materials to help cue students' memories on things, I don't instruct through written means, because I don't think it's effective for Kriya Yoga, nor is it effective for Taoist internal alchemy. It really needs to be an oral transmission. Now, in this day and age, with people being all over the world, where they do not have the local access to an in-person teacher, the internet is providing other means to have that connection, right? So even a recording of a spiritual teacher that one resonates with can be effective for being able to absorb or resonate with their vibration. And that's really the essence of it, is one internalizes that vibration. And oral means is a really great way to do that. Now, it's not just oral, it is actually tuning into the vibration that the teacher is in attunement with, if you will. That's a really important thing. And so the Guru Parampara tradition really helps that process, right? So that one learns from a teacher directly. But it's not really just the teacher, the form, because even when Lahiri Baba was asked, for a photograph from some of his students, and he said, what do you need a photograph for? You see me in daily life. You've connected with me. You have tuned into my vibration. All you need to do is connect with me through your kutastha, your spiritual eye. And that is a recognition that one attunes to the teacher's vibration. But it's not the teacher. It is what the teacher is in resonance with. So while some students want to tune into the personality of the teacher, of the guru, they'll want to almost worship the image of the teacher, of the guru. That's not the important thing. The important thing is to be in attunement, right? So being in attunement, not the physical form. And that's one thing that people can get wrapped up in as students, especially if they follow a more traditional type of yogic path, is that they can become very obsessed with the form, with the particular teacher, and really forget the essence is what they're trying to connect with. The essence is formless, right? We know the divine consciousness is formless. It's taken form as an expression, but one wants to tune into that because one ultimately finds that within oneself. And no person can actually help one find that. If the teacher is in resonance with an aspect of the divine, if you will, right, an aspect of one's inner nature, and they are strongly broadcasting that field, if you will, that vibration, and you tune into it, you can piggyback on it and sail into the perception of that awareness. That is what you want to do as a student. But if you just say, say Joe's the teacher, and you say, well, it's all about Joe. I worship the ground that Joe walks on, and I worship Joe, and it's all about Joe. It's not. It's the formless beyond Joe, and Joe is just sort of being a temporary vessel to connect in resonance with that greater field, right? You could think of it as an aspect of divine. You could think of it as an energy or as a vibration. But regardless of what you call it, you want to tune into it, and you really need to go beyond the form, right? This is sort of the edge or the crust, if you will, of this cosmos, the physical reality, and you want to connect inside rather than trying to go up and out. You're trying to go inside deeper so that you realize that your physical body, we have mind, emotions, and so on, and when you go deeper inwards, you realize there's a subtle kind of vibration or electricity or energy within, right? And then you go deeper and deeper into those aspects of reality, into those aspects of the cosmos. And so that is the divine is coming from the inside out. So establishing a relationship with a teacher so that one can get into resonance with them is really, really effective. And so the Guru Parampara relationship provides that. However, as I said, there can be some downsides with that relationship where people get very fixated in a kind of hierarchical, codependent relationship. So if the teacher can help the student to get into resonance with what the teacher is in resonance with, that Guru Parampara relationship can be very effective. So if you have any questions about this video, feel free to send me an email at info@modernkriya.com. Also check our website at modernkriya.com and our YouTube channel. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.